image of God in your subconscious will stop you from doing things that's contrary to him and that will upset him. That's why you gotta know how he looks. So he had woolly hair. You see this right here? That's hair like wool.
Right.
Sheep hair. There you go. So, and we talking about the Father who has that hair, and this man has never stepped in time. That means that hair texture is not from this earth.
You hate my image, 'cause I'm made.
And I'm gonna tell you why I'm giving you the image of God, because the image of God in your subconscious will stop you from doing things that's contrary to him and that will upset him. That's why you gotta know how he looks. Watch.
And the Ancient of Days did say, whose garment was as white as snow.
So he had on a garment white as snow, right? An all white, beautiful white garment.
And the hair of his head, like the pure wool.
So he had woolly hair. Mel, Officer Mel, come here. You see this right here? That's hair like wool.
Right.
Sheep hair. There you go. So, and we talking about the Father who has that hair, and this man has never stepped in time. That means that hair texture is not from this earth.
Right.
That means where he's at, watch this. Can you physically go where he's at? No. But guess what? The hair texture you have can be in that realm.
Right.
So then you know, bro, your hair texture is not of this realm. You gotta know that. You gotta know how beautiful that is.
Right.
Because when you subconsciously know that your hair is not natural, you're not gonna do what natural people do. Like for example, if you know you're not a natural man, you know you're gonna eventually stop doing that.
Right.
Because you're gonna see yourself in a higher regard. When you take off your hat now and you look in the mirror in the morning and you see that texture hair, now you know that texture where it comes from. The natural man cannot be in the presence of God in his body.
Yeah.
But that hair texture you have is just like his. That's a beautiful thing, bro. It's in your genetics, meaning your genetics don't even come from Earth.
Right.
I want you to let that really sink in, bro. Because remember, the first thing you told me...
White people love it, though. Like,
Hey, of course, they envy. I know they do. But watch
He
this.
said they envy.
They envy it because they don't got dolly hair.
Right.
That's why they'll make side jokes.
Yeah.
Like, oh, I see how your hair grows. Like, they'll just talk about your hair for no damn reason.
Right.
Because they can't stop talking about it because they know it's different. Now, I'm trying to show you that God has the same, you have the same hair like him. So, imagine that he has woolly hair, but look at the authority that he's in. He's in a place of sitting down, meaning he calls the shots.
Right.
And you come from his seed. Are you calling any shots? No. You pay taxes, right? You gotta pay bills.
All it.
So how did we get so disconnected from someone who don't pay no bills? He called the shots. So we're his child, why we not calling the shots? You know why? Because we're in the midst of sin. Watch.
And the Ancient of Days did sit, whose garment was as white as snow, and the hair of his head like the pure wool.
And the hair of his head like the what?
Like the pure wool.
That's a God you have to fear. That's a God you have to fear. Go to Matthew 10:28. I'm gonna show you something, brother. That's the mindset we gotta put in our subconscious. We gotta subconsciously understand that God is not a white man. We've been lied to. A lot of people say, what does it matter? It does matter. Because with image, it will either increase your fear or decrease your fear. When I was in the street, people told me Jesus was white. I was not afraid of God. Because naturally, I'm not afraid of... I never felt fear of a white man going to hurt me physically.
Right.
The only time you really going to get down is when you're dealing with another brother.
Right.
You know you got to get me right with your hands. It's going to be a tough night.
Yeah.
You either he's skinny or big, you're going to get it in.
Yeah.
So that power you feel from that brother when he throwing blows, it comes from God.
Right.
That's God's strength.
God's strength.
So if he's a man, imagine a God.
Oh.
Shalom, Israel. This is Bishop Nathaniel. I want you to know that you can view all our Sabbath classes live on IUIC TV. That's right, I said on IUIC TV. Download the app today. Shalom.
Look at everybody.
Hey, y'all see what's going on out here? Brothers are waking up. Subscribe. Hit that bell button. Stay tuned. Look for more videos to come. All right? Shalom.
Now, your body is intact with your soul. Your soul a man can never take. Right? But if your subconscious is not right with God, which is your soul, that soul has to meet him. And if you think getting shot was bad, now you got to stand before him if you're not right with him. And that's a pain that he can inflict in you that you can't imagine, because your soul is now subject to the one who created your soul. And you're going to know when you stand before him, you're going to know if you're right or wrong with him. Watch this. But rather fear him, he said, now rather. The rather part is, you got to think with your subconscious, this is the person I need to actually fear. This is the individual. But rather fear him, which is able to destroy both soul and body in hell. So there's a supreme being that has complete control over how your soul, the destiny of your soul. He can either give you a reward, or the Proverbs 11:31. Bring it out. Or he can give you punishment. Bring it out. You have to choose, bro. Like this. You got to choose. Because if you didn't know what you knew now, and you never would have found out, your destiny would have been punishment, guaranteed. Because you would have been in ignorance, but in ignorance, you're still subject to law. That's like going to moving to Houston and be like, oh, I didn't know you couldn't go 5 miles over the speed limit. Well, the speed limit's still there. You're still subject to the ticket. So we got to be mindful, my brother right here. So you need to understand, you need to say to your subconscious, okay, if that's the case, what do I need to do? That's the question you need to be asking. Watch this. Before we get to that, read it.
Proverbs chapter 11, verse 31. Behold, the righteous shall be recompensed in the earth.
See that? The righteous shall be recompensed in the earth. So there's going to be a group of people that were evil, changed their life, are now righteous, and the Lord's going to recompense them for them changing their life. So there's a reward for change. No. There's a reward for change. Basically, when you die and you keeping the commandments, you don't die. Your spirit go back to the Lord. But if you're not keeping commandments, you sleep in the chambers. Right. You're in a place where you're sleeping because your judgment's coming. Right. I don't want that. I want the minute my eyes closed and my eyes open up, I'm with the Lord. Right. That's what we have to strive for. That's what I'm trying to show you. Like, for everything, how you feed your soul, you're either going to get one of these two things. Watch this.
Much more the wicked and the sinner.
See that? The Lord said, I'm going to reward the righteous soul and much more the wicked soul. So the Lord said, I'm going to give you what you deserve. Right. But it's up to us to get the right reward, or we're going to get the other reward. Do you want to get the reward of a righteous man or a wicked man?
Righteous man.
No, what about you? We got to find out, bro. It's one thing to say it. It's another thing to do it, right?
Nation is men leading by example. Nation is family.